Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. It is time that you will know as we talk about the Disney. The teacups don't make me dizzy. You'll tell jokes and I'll do tricks. We'll sing songs that was written by Styx. So come sail away, come sail away, come sail. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Everyone's saying howdy tonight. Is it howdy night? It's howdy doody time. It's howdy doody time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday show. Today, we're going to be talking or going through and answering your Disney questions. So make sure you join us because I love these episodes. It's Cowboys. Howdy, miss. It's not the football Cowboys. No. Chicago Bears. Oh yeah. Hola. Yeah, I asked this with my Patreon pals the other day during a live feed. Do you guys like the NFL or do you like college football better? Because I personally love college football a whole lot more than I like the NFL. Ew. All right, so tonight what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through and answering your Disney questions. So make sure you guys join us for it. Before we get into that, how is everyone doing? Are you guys doing good today? Hopefully everyone's doing well. As you should. I can't even read those last two words, David. Does it say on Wisconsin? Oh yeah. Now, I have a guy that I work with who is a massive fan of the NFL, and he was telling me that he thinks that he was shocked when I said that I like college football better, and he was like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "No, everyone likes the NFL better." I was like, "I don't think so." The majority of people I know prefer college football, so I was kind of shocked. Hi. Wait. Let's do the. I haven't done this impersonation in like 10 years. Hi. No, that was terrible. I used to be able to do Stitch when he does that. Hi. I can't do it anymore. I used to do it a lot back in the day. Maybe that's what I'm going to be going through and training on how to say hi like Stitch again. College is better than NFL, 100%. Good one day tomorrow, last day of work, then off to Disneyland. Oh, I want to go to the expo so bad. You have no idea how badly I want to go to the expo. It's killing me that I'm not going to the expo. All right, so let's get this. No, my voice. This is not even a joke. My voice has been like this since like 5th grade. I hit puberty and then I just stopped. You'll be in Disneyland tomorrow too? Are you packed for your cruise? No, it's not the day of. I don't pack until literally the day. I've never packed for a trip like more than 4 hours before the trip starts. There's no reason to. Packing is the easiest thing in the world. You just need, how many pairs of pants do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. Throw it in. How many shirts do I need? 1, 2, 3. It's the. I don't understand why people pack so far ahead. It really blows my mind. All right, let's get this party started. We're going to start the 681st. That's a big number. Episode of the Wednesday show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 681st episode of the Wednesday show. Today is September 7th, 2022, and I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today, we're going to be going through and answering your Disney questions about anything and everything Disney. But before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. As always, thank you to everyone who's been joining us for our Saturday in the park. If you didn't already know, every single Saturday, right over on the From Screen to Theme Facebook page, we do a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. So make sure you join us every single Saturday. We always have a lot of fun. You never know where in Disney we're going to be, but I promise you, we will be coming to you guys live on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time from someplace in the Walt Disney World Resort. I don't expect a lot of people to be watching us this week because I've got a feeling a lot of people are going to be over at the expo, but we're still going to be going live from the Walt Disney World Resort, so make sure you join us every single Saturday. Also, if you guys didn't already know, every single day we are releasing a brand new video over on my YouTube channel, someplace or any place. I don't know how to say it right now. The videos can be about anything and everything Disney. Some of them are Disney details, where we take a look at a fine detail found someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. Sometimes it's ride-through attractions. Today we post a video of the ride-through of Pinocchio's Daring Journey over at Disneyland. Sometimes it's 5 minutes of relaxation, or if there's things like the crazy challenges, like a few weeks ago when we released our crazy challenge of all time. Make sure you join us every single day over on the YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you go over and subscribe. And that brings us to our next order of business. What is our subscriber count at? We are getting closer and closer, dangerously close, to the all-important number that we've been trying to reach for a while now. Number 2,000. We are at 1,964. 1964. That would be the 1964 World's Fair. That's the year that Mary Poppins was released, and so many other amazing Disney things happened back in 1964, which means that we are only 36 subscribers away from hitting 2,000. You know what? If we hit 2,000 tonight, we'll do a giveaway. Let's say that. I have no idea what we're going to give away, but we will do a giveaway tonight if we hit 2,000 subscribers before 10:30. So start throwing people out and invite anyone and everyone. Okay. And now, of course, as always, tonight's show is sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. Make sure you stop by itsallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All their services are absolutely, positively, 100% free. So make sure you join us every single Saturday. Or I'm sorry, I completely merged two things. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. All their services are absolutely, positively, 100% free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. I didn't even do the ball. Oh my gosh. It's all about the mouse travel. I'm losing my brain right now. Okay, so if you guys have ever joined us for an Ask the Expert segment before, you guys can ask anything and everything about Disney, and we will go through and answer as many questions as possible as we go through here tonight. As always, for the Ask the Expert segments, I do go to my Patreon pals to see if they have any questions that they would like to ask, and then all of a sudden, as soon as we did that, it went through. So some of the Patreon pals asked multiple questions. We are going to start off with a single question from each of the Patreon pals, and then we will go to the questions that are in the chat room. And then if we are drawing blanks, we will go to more questions from the Patreon pals here. So, ready, set, let's start off with this one here. Which do you prefer, Mickey's Not So Scary or the Oogie Boogie Bash? So for those of you guys who do not know, Oogie Boogie Bash is the party that is found over at Disney California Adventure over in Disneyland Resort. I have never done that one. I've only done Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I personally love Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. My favorite thing in the entire world was in 2019. They had it so they actually sold a pass, an annual pass specifically for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and I went all the time. Like literally, I was going at least twice a week, if not more. It was one of my favorite things in the entire world. It was my favorite thing in the entire world was going to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party all the time. I've never done Oogie Boogie Bash. However, from everything I've seen about Oogie Boogie Bash and from the people I've taught who've gone to Oogie Boogie Bash, it does sound like Oogie Boogie Bash may be the better party. This year, they've got an Encanto section where you can meet Bruno. Last year, they had a Muppets Haunted Mansion section, it's amazing. If you've never seen it, it's on Disney+. Tomorrow is also Disney Plus Day. So if you guys have any question about Disney Plus Day, throw those into the comments as well. We'll go through as many questions as possible over the next hour here. So since I have not done both, I have to say Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but I really want to do Oogie Boogie Bash at some point in my life. Let me know, have you done both of them? Has anyone out there done both Oogie Boogie Bash and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? I have 2 friends for sure who've done both, and they both have said they like Oogie Boogie Bash better. So we'll see. All right, let's go through. How much money would someone... Oh my God. I should have read these things before I just started reading them. How much money would someone have to... This is from Lauren. Lauren's in the chat room right now. How much money would... And the first one was from Eric too. How much money would someone have to pay you to never go back to Disney ever again for the rest of your life? There's no amount of money. There's no amount of money. There's nothing. I think it would take a lot of money just to get me not to go for a month. Much, I don't know. There's no amount of money. There's absolutely no, like, if I could never go to the parks. Oh my gosh. I was talking to some people. We've got this group of people. Today was their last day that I work with. They're from Thailand. And it was funny because I went over today I stopped by and I said my goodbyes to them. And they were like, "Oh, what are you doing tomorrow?" Because they're going to go to Miami like tomorrow night. And I was like, "Well, I'm going to go to the park. Do you guys want to go to the park?" And they're like, "We've gone to the park twice this week." And you don't know if you're ever going to go again. You're going back to Thailand. I don't know how people can go twice a week. That seems like ridiculously low numbers. I can't imagine going 4 times. Like, if I don't go to the park every day, there's something wrong with the world. There's only been a handful of times where I've not gone to the park, ever. And yeah. Okay, let's go to another question from the Patreon pals. It looks like this is gonna be our last one, and then we're gonna go to the questions that are up here, unless we have other things. What do you think is going to happen at the Parks panel? This is for Matt. Hi, Matt. What do you think is going to happen at the Parks panel? What do you think they will announce? What announcements most excited to be announced? I think for the Parks panel, I think some of the easy ones that we're going to have. I think we're going to have the starting date for Tron will be announced. Like, that's not a doubt in my mind. We will know about Tron. I am 100% positive, not 100%, let's say 99% positive. I'm 99% positive they're going to announce about how the Main Street Electrical Parade is going to be coming to Disney World. I'm sure that we're going to hear about when Fantasmic's finally going to reopen in Walt Disney World as well. But then I don't think we're going to get a new park. I'm positive we're not going to get a new park. I think they will have a very cool interactive spot for the Moana experience. It's going to be coming to Epcot. I think we'll learn a little bit more about that. I could possibly see... I'm trying to think, because I know a few Imagineers that are out there, and I'm thinking of things that they're working on. One of them's working on Tron, and one of them's working on the Moana experience. So I'm like almost positive that we're going to hear announcements about both of those. But I don't know. I really don't know what other announcements we're going to have. Usually you have kind of a good idea of what's going to be announced, but we don't really have any. There hasn't been anything really clued in. Like, for instance, back in 2009, there was a rumor like a week before that they're going to announce they're going to do a brand new Fantasyland over in Magic Kingdom. And sure enough, it came true. And so there's lots. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get many big announcements, but I think we're gonna hear a few. I think there's gonna be something big, and I just don't know what it's gonna be yet. And I really like the idea that I don't know what's gonna be yet, because we knew about Galaxy's Edge. Like, we were clued in on Galaxy's Edge, we were clued in on New Fantasyland, we were clued in on Pandora. So a lot of the times when they make these big announcements at the expo, you kind of have an idea, and I have not heard any big rumors going around yet. I feel like we might be hearing about the People Mover coming back over to Disneyland. I really hope that one's true, but I don't really know what. I mean, I would love it if they announce a new park. I just don't think we're gonna I would be 100% shocked if they announced a new park, not just like at Disney World, but like anywhere in the world. If all of a sudden they said, "Oh, we're building a brand new park," I would be blown away because I think that would be the most shocking news that we could find. But yeah, let's go to your questions in the chat room now. And if people aren't asking questions in the chat room, those 3 people have written multiple questions on our Patreon page too. So we'll go to those ones as well. Okay, let's go through here. I was about to say, where's the ball in the jingle? I messed a lot of stuff up today. Today's been a long day. I met up with one of my friends earlier today at Magic Kingdom, and then I said goodbye to the coworkers that are moving back to Thailand, and a few other. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day. It just feels like today's going on and on and on. How do you know the Imagineers? I know a few Imagineers. Actually, a few of the Imagineers actually follow us here. Hello. There's a few Imagineers that follow me on here, and it's kind of nice because sometimes they'll give me the inside scoop before they make the announcements of the inside scoop. But I can't say what they tell me. I can take pictures of things on the days that they open or the days that they preview things. They're not supposed to tell people, but there are a few Imagineers that I know for a fact follow from Screen to Theme. They follow me, and we go through a lot. And there's a few of them very nice people, very, very nice people, and I absolutely love sitting around and talking to them. So yeah, but I've gotten very lucky throughout the years where a few Imagineers have reached out to me and said, "Hey, I like your stuff." And there's one Imagineer who, one of the greatest compliments you can get, one Imagineer wrote to me when I think it was the Liberty Square book came out and said, "Oh, I just read your book," and I was blown away. I learned stuff on it. I was like, "Oh, you work in the parks, but I'm teaching you." Yeah, buddy. So yeah, and then if you go to like the D23 Expo, there's a lot of Imagineers there. And I am also one of those people who I don't really shy away from. Like if I see someone like an Imagineer, I'll just go up and start talking to them and be like, "I know who you are. I know what you do." There's also been a few times where on Facebook recently, I've had actually a few people who have been popping up as suggested friends on Facebook, and they're Imagineers. That's really cool too. But I've sent a few of them little like friend requests, and they don't respond. So, we'll see. All right, let's go through the question here. What was the new poster that you got so excited about at the shooting gallery? I am not saying here, but you will see it on the video that is going to be posted on my YouTube channel tomorrow. So make sure you check out my YouTube video tomorrow. But I will say that it is about one of the most random Disney movies, and it's also my favorite, or not my favorite, but there are, if I would pick my 4 favorite live action Disney films, or my top 5, I could do the 4 extremely easy. My top 4 are very easy for me to pick. Obviously, number 1 is The Love Bug. I mean, obviously, I drive Herbie. I love The Love Bug. And then number 2 is Candle Shoe. Number 3 is the one that the poster is about. And then number 4 is Mary Poppins. So, yeah. So, but it's not Jodie Foster. It's not involved Jodie Foster. But if it did involve Jodie Foster, I would freak out even more. I did a live feed when I was talking about it to my Patreon people because I freaked out. I was like, I have to tell someone right now what I just saw. So, yeah. Let's go to our next question here. Thanks for showing the Daisy and Donald statues. I would love to see more. I am trying my best to get every single one of those statues recorded. The problem with the recordings is sometimes you just miss it, because I'm usually recording for 15 seconds on my phone. And yeah, I'm going to go through with the GoPro and actually go through and do an entire video about everything, every single statue. And I also need to go over to Disney's Hollywood Studios one of these nights and play the Bounty Hunter game. I started it one night, but I didn't finish it because I was with people and they didn't want to play it. Plus, the park was about to close, and I wanted to do Rise of the Resistance because, yeah. All right, let's keep on going to your questions. If you guys are joining us, we've got a lot of people who just joined us. We are going through and answering any and all Disney questions that you guys have out there. So if you guys have a question about anything or anything Disney, anything or everything Disney, make sure you throw it in the comments. This can be about how attractions work. It can be about my favorite Disney things. It can be about things like, I don't know, what's the best way to meet an Imagineer? Asking for reasons. Oh, I put the eyes too late. Anyways, yeah, no, Imagineers are very friendly people. You can go through and meet Imagineers all the time. There are so many different types of Imagineers out in the world, too. A lot of people kind of think of the Tony Baxters, Marty Sklar's, Bob Gurr's, Exitensios. There's a lot of different Imagineers out there in the world. In fact, a great book that I'm currently reading, I just don't have time to finish it. I've been reading it for a while. But the great thing about it is every chapter is a different person. It's called The Women of Walt Disney Imagineering. And it is, I think it's 12 or maybe 14 different women who've worked at Walt Disney Imagineering. And they go through and they tell their entire stories about how they became Imagineers and what projects they worked on. It's a fascinating read. And I would love to go through and talk with some of these people in more depth about what they talk about. Because the Imagineers, it really is fascinating. When we went to the very first D23 Expo, there was literally like no one there. Back in 2009, it's like no one there. I've missed the last 3 expos mainly due to the fact that it's been so busy. The last 2 that I had gone to, that I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to fight these crowds. Plus, it's so expensive to get out there and all that other fun stuff. But I remember in 2009, you could talk to an Imagineer if you wanted to, and my first like, I don't freak out about celebrities. I see celebrities fairly often at Disney, but I freak out over Disney people. And I remember the very first day of the very first D23 Expo in 2009. My dad and I got in. First off, no line to like get into the expo. Like you can just walk on in because there was literally like no one there. In the very first panel they did, it was a welcome to the D23 Expo. Bob Iger was up there and he's going through and welcoming everyone. And then they went from that into the Disney Legends ceremony. If you're going to the expo, I highly recommend, if you're not going to do anything else, go to the Disney Legends ceremony, because I think that is the best part of the expo. Like, that's going to be the part that I wish I was at more than anything else. Every time at the expo, that was like my favorite part. Like the parks panel is great. The movies panel is great, but I think the Legend ceremony is one of the greatest things that you can be part of and to watch. But we're sitting there and we're literally 3 rows back. Bob Iger is right there. And I look across the hall and Exitencio is right there. Exitencio wrote Yo Ho, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me. He wrote Grim Grinning Ghosts. And then on top of that, he worked as an Imagineer for several other different attractions, not as a musician, but just like as like creating different things and coming up with concepts and different things like that. He was right there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was like knocking my dad out. Like, I was like, look, that's Exitencio. And he's like, who? And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's Marty Sklar, there's Alice Davis. And it was like it was like a rock star event for me to like sit there, and we were literally so close to all these different people. And we walked around. I just started talking to different people, and I got so many pictures with different celebrities, Disney celebrities, that it was just mind-boggling to me. But yeah, so yeah, the best way to meet an Imagineer, if you're at the expo, there's so many different Imagineers there that it's so easy to meet them. And if you go to a panel, you most likely will notice that you'll see these people talking. Kind of just pay attention to what they look like and kind of remember what their names are. And I guarantee you'll see them walking around the show floor and just walk up and start talking to them. One time, Eric, I'm drawing a blank here. Was it John Musker or Ron Clements that we saw? Ron Clements. I think it was Ron Clements. So Eric and I at one of the expos saw, I want to say it was Ron Clements. Eric, correct me in the chat room. I might be wrong. It might be John Musker. I think it was Ron Clements though. But we're there at the expo and he was just walking by and I was like, that's the director for our childhood, that the director for Aladdin and so many amazing different films this guy's worked on. now I'm drawing a blank at every single other one. Things like Hercules and Princess and the Frog, and so many classic films. And we started talking to him, and it got to the point where Ron Clemens, okay, he like kind of remembered me from meeting him another time, because no one ever goes up to them. He's like, no one knows who I am. He goes, they know who like the actresses are, but they don't know me. So if you go to these different presentations and you're walking around, pay attention to what the people's names are and what they look like. Then if you see them on the floor, just approach and say, hello, my name's so-and-so. And most likely they're going to go through and become friends with you. Is there any significance to the numbers 217 on the wall to the left of the Main Street piano player? That's a very specific question. There is not. I wish I could give you a big elaborate answer about this one, but it's mainly just street addresses, and the street addresses there kind of go around a few different things. So for instance, Casey's Corner is 1888 because that is the year that Casey at the Bat, the novel or the short story that inspired, I guess it was a poem. The poem that inspired the short cartoon that inspired Casey's Corner was written in 1888. So that's that address. Down by the Emporium, that's 1901 because that's Walt Disney's birth year. On the other side of the street, we've got a 201. 201 is just a fun number. So if you go across the way from 201 over there, it eventually gets to 217. So there's no actual significance to the numbers there. A lot of people will go through and they kind of think that there's going to be different significant numbers for a lot of things. Things like there, and things like if you go over New Orleans Square, the numbers there really mean nothing. Club 33 happened on accident. So Club 33 is club, obviously, number 33. And the only reason it is number 33 is because that was the spot that was still available to let people into an area for a club level. We're going to go into a lot of detail about Club 33 sometime in the near future for one of my YouTube videos, because Lauren, who's out there, she's been requesting it for ages. And when I went out to Disneyland, I recorded a small little video segment in front of the building, in front of the 33. And I'm slowly getting things together here at Walt Disney World as well, getting those Club 33 video footage of the exteriors to put in place. But the long story short, hopefully, I'm going to talk for a while, and it's not even about your question. I'm just all of a sudden on a rampage here. But the long story short is, when the 1964 World's Fair happened, Walt went to these VIP areas, and they had these different VIP areas for people who were presenting at the fair and different sponsors and whatnot. And Walt thought that was a great idea, and he decided that he wanted to have his own VIP area in Disneyland. So when they came back to Disneyland, they were trying to figure out the best place to put it, and the only spot that they actually had room at was this store that had 33. And that was just, it was 30, 29, 31, 33, 35, 37, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But all the other buildings were not facades. They were not these fake fronts. They actually had, like little shops in there or restaurants or whatnot. And 33 was empty. So Club 33 just happened to come about because it was a door that was not being used. So it could have been called Club 37 if 37 was not the one that was being used at that point. What movie are you excited to come out on Disney Plus? So Disney Plus Day is tomorrow, September 8th. I'm very excited about Pinocchio. I'm extremely excited about Pinocchio. I think a lot of people know about my love of things like Herbie the Love Bug. They know about my love of Peter Pan. They know my love of Candle Shoe. But Pinocchio has always been one of my favorite films. I love Pinocchio. I've always loved Pinocchio. I think it is just a beautifully drawn film. I think the stories and the characters are just amazing. I think I've always loved the fact that there's exactly the same amount of villains as there are heroes in the film. So like when you look at the film, you've got the Blue Fairy, Pinocchio, Jiminy Cricket, Figaro, Cleo. And did I say Jiminy Cricket? Geppetto. What? Oh, wait. Pinocchio, Geppetto, the Blue Fairy, Jiminy Cricket, Figaro, and Cleo. You got 6 there. And then on the other hand, you've got you got Stromboli, Gideon and Foulfellow, the Huntsman, Lampwick, and Monstro. You got 6 villains too. So it's always blown my mind. I just love Pinocchio. I think Pinocchio is such a great film. It's a darker Disney film, but I think it's a great film that I'm a lot of the times when they say we're going to make a live action film about this film, I get worried. This one, I've just got a really good feeling about it. I really got a good feeling about it. So hopefully, it's a great film. Do you like the new Magic Bands? I love the new Magic Bands. So I met up with my friend today. He saw that I had the Magic Band Plus on, and instantly he was like, "Do you like it?" And I was like, "I love it. It's interactive. I love walking around. I love waving at the statues and having them speak or make sounds effects and stuff like that." There's times where it just lights up at random. I experienced part of the fireworks last week, and then this guy put his kid right in the shoulders, right in, like I couldn't even see, like literally right here. But my Magic Band was going off to the fireworks, which was extremely cool to experience. And then, yeah, there's so much. Just absolutely, I love the new Magic Bands. I think they're such a great addition to the park, and they should have been doing this for a long time. All the different things that they do, I think it's just so cool. Was the piano shots that you were asking about the piano? I'm assuming not many people ask how they keep the inside dry. He didn't seem too shocked, but I think the guy knows me now because I stop by there almost every single time that I'm at the Magic Kingdom. He was there today. It was instantly he saw me and goes, "Oh, hey." So I think, yeah, I think he kind of knows that I'm a nerd, so which is fine. It's cool to be a nerd. It's cool to pee your pants. Yeah, this trip wasn't a birthday gift, I wouldn't be going. Do you think there's any meaning behind how the dinosaur's tail is curled under, since it doesn't represent a C for Chester? I really don't. And I don't. So on the Dinoland USA sign, the dinosaur's tail is just curved back. I honestly don't think there's any meaning whatsoever about it. I think it's just the design that the Imagineer who created the sign came up with. Is there anything you want me to yell at Bob Chivek if I see him? I just yell, subscribe to Brent Dodge. I don't know. That's what I say to everyone these days. Just subscribe to Brent Dodge. How did the fire start at Epcot last night? It was from a fireworks shell. So if you look, you could. There was one video that I saw where you could see a firework clank against the building. So it was a fireworks shell that hit the building and it started a fire. Luckily, the fire didn't really cause too much damage. They were able to fix most of the stuff today. So, but yeah, it was a fireworks shell that happened at. Yes, I would love a Club 33 video. Tell them how to pronounce the Millennium Falcon properly. Who? Wait, who am I supposed to tell that to? Oh, good night, Matt. Okay. Keep throwing your questions to the comments below. We're going to go through and answer as many as possible as we go through here. I'm going to go back onto our Patreon stuff. We'll go through and answer the next set of questions from those people while other people go through and answer those questions. There you go. Gary's on. Gary's the guy who I met up with today, and I was telling him about how much I love the Magic Band Plus. Okay, what's our next question here? If you could create a Disney afternoon themed land attraction, what would it be? Duckburg for me. Duckburg for me too. I absolutely love Duckburg. I think Duckburg is such a great area. I think the stories there would be amazing. I also think St. Canard from Darkwing Duck would be a great area as well. But I do feel like, yeah, Duckburg. Anything that comes to DuckTales would always be A-okay in my book. I just wish if we could get a DuckTales ride, that would, or if we got that interactive DuckTales experience that we were supposed to get a few years ago, I would give anything to experience that because I just love DuckTales. I think DuckTales is just the greatest thing in the world. All right, let's keep on going through. If you guys have any questions, throw the questions in the comments below. We're answering all your questions if you guys are just joining us right now. So throw any and all questions into the comments about anything and everything Disney, and we're going to go through and answer as many questions as possible. Let's go to our next question here. Have you been invited into Club 33 at Walt Disney World? I unfortunately have not. I know exactly where all four of them are. I mean, I know what the majority of the American Adventure one looks like, the one that's at Epcot, mainly due to the fact that used to be the Chase Lounge back in the day. So when that was the Chase Lounge, I used to go up there literally. If you guys were following my stuff on Instagram or over on Facebook back in whatever that was, like 5 or 6 years ago, anytime that it was Food and Wine and I would go over to Epcot, I'd go up to the Chase Lounge. I was obsessed with the Chase Lounge. I still miss the Chase Lounge dearly because it was just such a great area. But unfortunately, they closed up the Chase Lounge a few years ago and they turned it into the Club 33. So from what I've heard, it's mainly the same up there, but I don't know for a fact. I'm sure there's a few differences that they put in there. But yeah, I've not been to Club 33 at Walt Disney World. To keep it as short as possible, I've not been there. I have been to Club 33 at Disneyland, however. That was a cool experience. That was a very cool experience. Now that I think about it, no, it's in the other room. I was going to say, I've got my Club 33 hat. Right here, I just have my Cruise Line hat. I don't have my... I usually keep it right here next to me. But yeah, I've been to Club 33 in Disneyland. I got a few Club 33 things. The cup, I'm not going to reach up and grab it right now, but this cup right here is a Club 33 cup. I spent a fortune at Club 33. I bought all the merch. I was like, I'm never going to be back here most likely, so I'm buying everything. Okay, let's keep on going through. I think that could be a topic Wednesday show. Tell us about Scrooge McDuck. We did an entire, I think we've done 2 episodes about Scrooge McDuck in the past, maybe even 3. We've done a lot of Scrooge McDuck episodes. I love Scrooge McDuck, obviously. Got Scrooge McDuck. Right here is The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck. This is the best book I've ever read in my life. I'm not even joking. I absolutely love this. It's actually a comic book. It goes through the entire life and times of Scrooge McDuck. And it's extremely thick, too. Such a great... hands down, it's like my favorite. I've read it like 5 times at least. It's so good. It's so good. It goes through from when he was a kid all the way up until the fateful day when he was reunited with Donald Duck, and then the first time he ever met Huey, Dewey, and Louie. That was just, it was such a good, oh my gosh. Okay, I know you aren't a big foodie, but is there any food you are looking forward to on the Wish? Ice cream? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. 100% honest. I am so proud of myself. I have not seen anything at all about the Wish. I know the 3 restaurants, and I know whatever is found over at the display at One Man's Dream. I can't tell you anything about the ship. Someone the other day told me, they're like, oh yeah, there's only 2 elevator shafts. I had no idea. I just assumed there was going to be 3 elevator shafts. I have no idea about anything. I don't know anything about the food at all. I know there's an ice cream machine because there's always an ice cream machine. God, I hope there's an ice cream machine. But I really honestly have no idea anything about the Wish. Every time that I do something with Disney, something new with Disney, I try to go in completely blind the entire, like, I don't want to know anything beforehand. Avengers Campus, when I was just out there for California Adventure, it's been open for a few years. I knew nothing about what to expect or what to see. I had no idea. When we did Web Slingers, I had no idea what kind of ride it was going to be at all. Like, I was completely clueless going in because I avoid everything because I always like to experience it first myself. And I think it's fun to experience things that way as well. Plus, I feel like if I watch, I don't know, because there's sometimes where like you'll watch people's reactions and they're so negative about everything. I'm a very positive person. I usually love most things. And so I get like irritated when I watch people's things like, oh, look at this over here. It's a squirrel. Stupid squirrel. I don't know. I guarantee that's never happened in anyone's video ever. But this stupid squirrel. I'm gonna do that in one of my videos now. I have no idea. Like I know that there's a 1923 restaurant. I know there's a Frozen restaurant. I know there's a Avengers restaurant or Marvel's restaurant. That's all. I literally don't know anything else about the food at all. I know the names of the places and stuff, but I am going in completely clueless, and that's what I want to do. When we did the fantasy, I had an idea of what I was walking myself into, but not completely. But we were at the preview cruise of the fantasy. So when we did, that's what this glass right here is for. That's actually the inaugural sailing, the actual preview cruise, March 26th to March 29th, 2012. But yeah, I really don't like going into things and seeing a lot of stuff before it. Like that same thing with like movies. Like there's times where people are like, "Oh, this movie's so great, it's got blah." I'm like, don't tell me. I want to go in completely fresh, and that's how I'm going into this cruise. I'm going in completely fresh. I have no clue, like no clue at all. Yesterday, Eric, who's actually going on the cruise with me, I wrote to him. I said, "Which restaurant are you most excited about?" And he said, "The Frozen one." And that's all he said because I think he knows very well that I avoid this stuff like crazy. And there is times. So it's all about the Miles Travel, who sponsors me in this website and everything else. They post a lot about it, and so I'm like squinting at the screen when I know it's gonna be a cruise one, and I just like I'll give them some love. And there's been a few times where like I'll share things, but I'm like just like I'll send them a text message. Can you please just tell me like I'm gonna share your stuff, but I don't know what I'm sharing because I don't want to see the pictures. Yeah, there's no food that I'm really excited about because I literally have zero clue, and I don't even know like the quick service food. Like I don't know what the themes of that is or anything. I'm extremely excited to just explore the ship as like a brand new experience. This is a brand new ship. Anytime, like even when my dad and I went to Disneyland Paris about 7 years ago now, can't remember. But when we went to Disneyland Paris, I went in and I had seen some stuff like when I was younger, when Disneyland Paris opened up, and when I started getting into doing videos and doing podcasts and all that other stuff about Disney, I was like, I don't want to know anything about Disneyland Paris because I'm going to go someday, and I want to walk in with a fresh look and not really know what to expect. And one of the pure joys of life that I have is going to Disney. Like when I went to Disneyland Paris and not knowing what was there, it's just so much fun to like explore because it's like, oh, it's all so new. Like it's not like this is what I really want to do. This is what I really want to see. And the great thing with Disneyland Paris is we didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into. And I think if we did, like I knew about like Space Mountain and different things like that, but so many people I had talked to about Disneyland Paris, they always said like Space Mountain's the greatest thing out there. It's so great. It's so great. It's so great. And when we went out there, the thing that we both loved more than anything else was Adventure Isle. Like that was our favorite part of that park. And I think part of it was because I had no idea what Adventure Isle was going to be. And then also we got out there and it was this amazing area to explore, and all these different caves and these different paths that led anywhere and everywhere. And they had Skull Rock there. Oh, it's the coolest thing in the world. I absolutely loved it. If you can hold off on seeing things whenever you're going to travel, even if it's Disney or not Disney, I highly recommend it because I think it's such a fun way to explore. That's just me. Just got here. Do you know the opening date for the Disney Railroad? There is no official date yet. However, I am assuming that we'll be getting it back early January. They do have a thing out for cast members right now to apply to work on the railroad. I've been working on the railroad all my live long day. So the the engineers are still employed. Most of the engineers, some of them have retired or moved on to different jobs, but a lot of the engineers are still around. But the cast members themselves are going through and being interviewed right now. So we should see, hopefully, sometime soon. Are you going to Epcot after hours October 1st? I have. I'm going to. I'm going to. Yeah. Yes. um, I don't have the after hours thing, but yeah, I will be going to Epcot on October 1st, and then trying to figure out everything else in the meantime on the leading up to October 1st. I request that day off as soon as I realized, oh, I can get reservations for October 1st still at Epcot. So I've had the reservations for it since it's been like 6 months now. It's been killing me because I like to go to Disney every day, and instead of playing with 5 reservation days, I've been playing with 4, and it's a little scarier when you have 4 instead of 5. Do you know what's going on with Morocco and Epcot? I think all the table service restaurants there are closed. So they're doing like a changeover in ownership. They're waiting for some more Moroccans to show up, so that way they can start opening up again. Currently, the main restaurant in the back, what's it called? I'm drawing the biggest blank right now. I can see the sign too. It's like that giant gold plate, and then it's got the name across it. Marrakesh. I think Marrakesh. Are you sure? I think so. That is currently the Chase Lounge of this Food and Wine Festival, except for it's not. Chase Lounge is whatever the sponsor is, Advent Health or whatever it is. Whatever. I don't have it, so I haven't gone in there. But yeah, they're just waiting for more cast members to show up. He called it the Millennium Falcon during the D23 Expo, and I kind of remember that. Let's keep on going through your questions here. What shocks you? I'm trying to think of what I was talking about like 9 minutes ago. It says that was from 9 minutes ago. Was it me not going through and it must be because the next one is I'm really interested to hear your review of The Wish. There's definitely an ice cream machine. Someone I follow on IG got the cast member to see how many swirls he could do on the cone. Okay, I cannot wait. I really cannot wait to do The Wish. Like I said, I'm completely. Oh, what do you think of the new Enchantment intro? So I've only had a chance to see it once, and that was when that guy put the child on his show. I was so mad. I literally was in that spot for about 20 to 30 minutes. The guy showed up literally 2 minutes before the show, and and not only that, Father of the Year here, this guy, I was already irritated with him because it was probably like 5 minutes before the show. Him and his wife were there, and they're like, "Oh, where's so and so, the child? Where's so and so, the child?" And they go, "I don't know." And they go, well, if we don't find her before the fire, we'll find her after. And then all of a sudden, up comes like this 6-year-old kid. I'm like, they're like, "Oh, there she is." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? That's like you were so nonchalant, like, oh, like, well, if we don't find the kid before the fireworks, we'll find the kid after." It's a 6-year-old, like, and then literally, I was watching the intro, and then the kid went, "Oh, I was so mad." You have no idea. I was so mad. I have to go back and try to find a better spot to watch it, and hopefully not have a child put right in front of me. So I heard the entire thing. I just didn't see the entire thing. From what I heard, I really enjoyed it. But from what I saw, I didn't like the back of the child at all. That lousy kid. It's not the kid's fault. It's the dad's fault. Thank you very much, Epic Journeys. Marrakesh. Florida Blue. That's the one. Ready to be destroyed in an ice cream eating. Oh, bring on the ice cream. Bring it. Okay. Any other questions out there? Well, otherwise, we're going to go to our next Patreon Pale question. Ooh, I closed it on accident. Our next one's from Matt. Walt's plane's coming to the convention center. Do you think they'll bring it back to Walt Disney World? I think after they finish the expo, I feel like it's probably going to go back to Walt Disney World. It's been hiding in Disney World over by the sewage treatment plants. That's true. Like, that's not even a joke. That's actually where it's been hiding. If you ever do a Run Disney race, specifically Wine and Dine or the marathon, are those the only two that go by it? I think those are the only two that go by it. Yeah. During those, you can see it off in the distance. You can see like the turn to make to go there, and then when you're on the other side, if you look back on the corner, you can see it off in the distance there. So it's not bad. I feel like we will get. I was looking for the question. Like, where'd the question go? It's on my phone. But yeah, it's a pretty cool. It's a cool plane. I always wanted to be inside of it, but unfortunately, I've not been inside of it. Oh, okay. Any other questions out there? Otherwise, we're going to go to another Patreon pal question. It looks like we have no other questions. So keep throwing your questions to the chat room. We still have about 10 minutes left. And if you guys might get extra innings, if we got any new subscribers in the process here too. We're going to go to our next question, which is from Matt as well. Can you name all the attractions that Bob Gurr worked on? Can I name all the places where Bob? I can name some of them. I mean, obviously he worked on the monorail. He worked on. That's it. No, he worked on. I still think the greatest day in the guy's whole career had to be the day that he worked on the monorail. He also worked on the Matterhorn bobsleds. And he also worked on the submarine voyage. All three of them opened up on the same exact day. He worked on Autopia. He worked on all of the Main Street vehicles that go up and down Main Street. He's worked on so many different. There's no way I could list off all of them, but I think obviously the most famous one he's worked on is the monorail. Actually, I've got my toy monorail. I've met Bob a few times, but the one time I knew he was going to be there, so I brought the engine of my monorail to the convention that I was going to, and I had him sign it with here. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get the autographed monorail. Here's the monorail, and then there's his signature at the top. A little dusty. But not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, but I list off all of them. He's worked on the thing about Imagineers is Imagineers have worked on so many different projects throughout the years that some of them they work on and you never really hear that they work on it either. So yeah, I would say a lot of the Imagineers from like the 1950s probably worked on almost every single attraction. I'm sure they had their hand in some way, shape, or whatever. Okay, if they bring the plane back, where do you think they would put it? I honestly feel like they would put it back by the sewage treatment plant. Like, I think it's in a safe spot that is. It's a road that guests can leave on, but people can't come in on, if that makes sense at all. In order to get in the road, you have to have clearance, but you can also go down the road as an exit from Magic Kingdom or from Polynesian. It's Bear Island Road, for those of you guys who know the names of the roads in the area. Bear Island Road, if you go down Bear Island Road, you kind of go through a woodsy area, and then you've got the treatment plant in front of you, and the road curves to the right, and there's a small little road that clearly is not for guests that goes straight, and then there's like a little curve off, and that's where it's been hiding for the last 10 years. Not even, no, 6 or 7 years, whenever the Studio Backlash tour closed. Is that 2015? I'm drawing a blank here. But I kind of feel like it would go back there. I could also just see them saying, "Hey, it's out here. Let's just put it at the archives," and having it at the archives, or maybe even on the Walt Disney Studio lot. So I would love to see it again. It's been, besides seeing on and off in the distance during the runs, I haven't seen it for a long, long time. And I love that plane. I think it's such a cool plane. Will the 50th anniversary statue stay around after the celebration ends? I feel like some of them will. I kind of feel like the ones that are in the hub area, I think those are going to be the new statues. Remember, they used to have the statues originally. Originally, it was around the partner statue, and then when they added the hub grass, they added them over by the fountain. But I feel like those are not going to come back. I feel like these might be the new statues for that, and the ones that are around the hub area are kind of all classic, and I think they would classic characters. And I feel like what they would do is they would just remove the 50 and they would just replace it with like gold plate. I hope they keep all 50 because honestly, I love all 50 of them, and I think it'd be really cool to just kind of have it so just get rid of the plate that says 50 and just have it so it's something else, whether it's just a gold plate or maybe like the most magical place on Earth or whatnot. And I think it would also make sense to keep them around because you've just introduced Magic Band Plus, not even like it was just about a month ago now. And with the introduction of Magic Band Plus that interacts with these statues, it'd be kind of weird to have it. So then they pulled the statues 7 months later after they introduced the special feature. So I kind of feel like we will be seeing them for a while longer. I really hope that they're around a while longer because I personally love the statues. I think they're all great. Okay. That's so cool. I bet anyone barely any. The only reason I did it was because I saw someone at another convention do it one time. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. So yeah, I had to get the thing. Did you ever go to Discovery Island? Or did you ever go to Discovery Island? I feel like we may have gone when I was younger, but I don't remember Discovery Island at all. Not at all. For those of you guys who don't know, Discovery Island is the island that is found in the Bay Lake, or not in Bay Lake. In the middle, there is an island there. It is called Discovery Island. It was originally Treasure Island, and they had several different names throughout the years. But in that island, it used to be like a little. You would go out there and you could meet different animals. Hey, how you doing? You go out there and you can meet animals or see animals and learn a little bit about animals. And then they would close it down in 1999 when Disney's Animal Kingdom opened up because a lot of those animals then made their way over to Disney's Animal Kingdom. So I kind of have a feeling that I went there because there's just like a small little memory of getting off a boat on an island, but maybe it's just a different memory from someplace else. But I to the best of my recollection, I don't think I did, but maybe I did, but I don't remember it. Same thing with like River Country. I vividly remember being in the parking lot. And it started to rain. But I don't really remember too much else about River Country either. So, yeah. When you're going here on vacation compared to when you live here, it's a totally different world because there's only so much that you can do going through all this stuff. Do you think they will change the castle after the 50th ends? I feel like parts of it will stay the same. So if you remember, the 50th anniversary at Disneyland switched the castle in Disneyland from the white and blue colors that Cinderella Castle was to a pinkish color, and that pinkish color is stuck around. So I kind of feel like the main coating of Cinderella Castle is going to stay the same, kind of like how it did over in Disneyland. But yeah, I kind of feel like we're going to be seeing that for a while. I love the Stitch on the purple wall. I do too. I think Stitch and Abu, I think, are the two best places out of all the characters. I think those are the two best locations for any of them. I feel like they will. It's so pretty. I hope it stays for a while. About the castle, hopefully the castle, maybe the castle. I don't know. Speaking of the D23 Expo, I think they're going to announce Wakanda coming to Animal Kingdom. That would be cool. I don't know where they would put it, but that would be really cool. That would be, yeah. I could see that. I could see that. I loved River Country. Like I just have like a small little memory of River Country, and that's about it. I read something earlier I'm not so sure about. As you said earlier, Magic Band Plus randomly goes off. This author said it is picking up the sensors from the old My Pale Mickey doll. Do you think that's true? I don't think it is. We could always just bring my Pale Mickey to the park. I have my Pale Mickey is literally right there. I do like I could bring him to the park, but I don't think that's true, because there's a few spots that I know for a fact my Pale Mickey would go off at, and I've never once gone past those spots and had my Magic Band go off at that spot. Today was the first time that my Magic Band's gone off while on the People Mover. It went off on the People Mover when we were passing the Spaceport 75 signs or 75 signs. We were going past that, and also my Magic Band started going off, and that was the first time ever that it went off at that spot. And I'm on the People Mover literally all the time, so I don't think that's the case, because I don't remember a My Pale Mickey spot for there. Yes, it was about the castle. Do you think Tron will open before the end of the year? I don't. I did for a while there, but I'm going back to the Imagineer question from earlier. When I said at one point that I think it's going to be done by the end of the year, someone who I know who is involved said, "You're wrong." And so, yeah. So he said there's maybe a 1% chance it'll be done by the end of the year. I'm thinking we'll be writing Tron early next year. Probably. We'll see. I miss Kim Possible. Somebody had it as their ringtone Monday at Magic Kingdom. I loved Kim Possible too. What's the stitch? Okay, it looks like that is all of our questions. Let's see if you guys have earned any extra minutes here. Did we get any new subscribers? Any new subscribers at all? Okay, we started off at 1964, and we are at 1,967. Okay, we got extra earnings. You guys have earned yourself 3 questions. If we keep on getting some more people on here, we'll go into more extra earnings. So keep inviting people. We are 33 people away. We will, like I said, we will do a giveaway if I'm trying to find something that we can give away. If we hit 2,000 before we end here, we'll keep on going until 11 o'clock at the latest if you guys keep on getting extra innings. But we will keep on going through until 11 and possibly do a giveaway if we hit 2,000. So keep inviting people, keep sharing people, all that other fun stuff. A spring opening then for Tron? Yes, I would be shocked if Tron was not open by spring break. I would be shocked. I saw Tron going like crazy today, so I am assuming that. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Do you think they will change any of the restaurants to go with the new Tron ride? I don't. No, I don't think. I think maybe they'll have like a Tron burger or something at Cosmic Rays, but I don't think they're gonna do. I don't think they're gonna like retheme anything for Tron, but I think we'll see. I think there's gonna be some stuff. Poster. Oh yeah, I do have that extra poster. So if we hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the thing here, where did I put it? I put it right over here. No, I didn't. Wait, where did I put it? Ah! I thought I put it there, but apparently I did not. Now I'm drawing a blank on where it is. But anyways, the 50th anniversary poster, if we can find it. That's the real question. My poster was in there too. That's what's concerning me right now. But yeah, if we hit 2,000 by the end of this, well, yeah, 33 people away. We can do that. We can really do that. What do you want to see happen during the 100-year celebration? I think we're going to see a lot of stuff about the 100 anniversary celebration. So I would, I think Eric, I think your idea would be the greatest idea, because when the 100-year anniversary of Walt Disney's birth happened in 2001, that was when we were given one of my favorite things in the world, which was Walt Disney One Man's Dream. That was when that whole exhibit opened up over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, or Disney MGM Studios as it was then. So if they all of a sudden announced that they could open up a Walt Disney Family Museum over at Disney Springs, that would be the best. Granted, the only thing that would be a problem with that is not Walt Disney. Like, that's not a Disney company thing. That's actually his family who runs the museum. But I would love, like, that. I think that would be the coolest thing in the world. If that happened, I would be going over there and applying like that. Because I would absolutely love to work at the Walt. After going to the Walt Disney Family Museum, like, afterwards, I was like, I need to work here. Like, and I looked at remote jobs instantly when I got home to see if they had any remote jobs, and unfortunately, they did not. So, but I think that would be cool. I think 100 years of the company. I think we're gonna get, with all of our movies that start next year, I think we're gonna get the 100-year logo going through. Like how it's like, yeah, I think it's gonna be like Steamboat Willie, but it's gonna be like the 100 years, or 100 years of Disney, the company, or whatever. I think I'm sure that we're gonna have something like that. I'd be, if we didn't, I'd be shocked. But I kind of feel like we're gonna get maybe like a special fireworks show at different parks. It'd be cool if they did something like Walt Disney with his birth, and have it so like every park gets something kind of cool and something unique to it. That's when we got the Sorcerer's Hat, was the 100-year anniversary. They also played it off as the millennial too. So, but yeah, or the millennium. Now I'm speaking like Bob. Let's go to our next question here. Are you going on the 4-night or the 3-night Wish Cruise? We are going on the 4-night, so a Monday through Friday. I'm extremely excited. I cannot wait. Okay, let's go through. We're going to do 2 more questions, and then we're going to check to see if we've gone up on subscribers before we could. Yeah, that was Eric's been saying that for years. He's like, where the NBA experience is, they should put a Walt Disney Family Museum there. And I actually looked it up. So the Walt Disney Family Museum is 40,000 square feet big, the one that's in San Francisco, and the NBA Experience Building is 44,000 square feet. So it's 4,000 square feet more than what's out in San Francisco. So they have the room to do it. That would be my dream job, I think, to be out there and just talking about Walt and everything else like that. Oh, that'd be so cool. Do you think they'll ever do a Star Wars restaurant lounge, either in a park or at Disney Springs? Can you imagine the money they'd make? I mean, we've got the Star Wars, the Oga's Cantina over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which is really, it's a very cool. I really like Oga's Cantina. I know that there's a lounge on the Disney Wish. Again, I haven't seen a single picture about it. I'm so proud of myself. But I feel like, yeah, I think if they did one at Disney Springs, that they could make a bundle of money. They could make a ton of money. Oga's Cantina, I think they make a bundle of money too. And I wish they would have made it a lot bigger, because right now you can have 2 drinks, and then it's half an hour is the maximum that you can be inside that building, because they're trying to get the turnaround, but it's not big enough to really fit too many people. And the problem with Oga's Cantina at Disney World is they have enough room to expand it, like in the back. Like, they could have made it larger, and unfortunately they didn't. I think they were just doing a carbon copy of what they were doing at Disneyland at the same time. And Disneyland, they couldn't go any further back because there's a road there. So I feel like they could have made it a little bit a little bit bigger if they really wanted to make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, Oga's Canteen is amazing. I would love it if they did that. So, or they did another one. Oh, yeah, this is going to be our last question, unless we get any new subscribers. I don't even know what the question is yet. I just see a question mark at the end. So I'm going to click this one. But if we get any new subscribers while I'm answering this one, we'll go on to another question here, because I do see that we have a few more questions popping up here. Have you heard anything about the elevator platform in Epcot? Is it definitely not happening? You're talking about the 3-floor story building. So okay. So I think it's still on, but they haven't announced that it is still on. I think we'll hear at the expo about whether or not it is still on or not. So for those of you guys who are wondering, there's a 3-story building that was originally supposed to be built with part of this Epcot expansion before everything shut down in the world. And it was put into the, constant, just, awaiting to arrive. So when they did that, they kind of said, okay, this is going to be one of the ideas that we're going to scrap, but we're only going to scrap it temporarily. We might be building it still. And there hasn't been anything about it. Like, there's nothing about it. All we know is it was going to be a 3-story building. On the top was going to be a garden. Up there, people could actually watch the fireworks if they chose to. Really cool. It would be a really cool spot to watch fireworks from. And then the middle, or the second floor on the first floor, would be places for like the festivals. So it'd be like the festival center for Festival of the Arts, Food and Wine, Flower and Garden. So you can go through, and it would kind of be like what the Wonders of Life Pavilion was for a long time. And then the World Showplace has been quite a few times, but not every time. And it would be a spot for them to have a central location for people to learn, to cook, to whatnot. And they put it on hold. However, recently when I was at Epcot, where it was supposed to be built, they started to build platforms, like concrete platforms. So I'm like, is it being built right now? Because right now that location is the only location that they're like, we don't know what's going here. Like, that's what the Imagineers said not that long ago. Like, they announced, like, we're not sure what's going to be put in that place anymore because it's scrapped. But then there's definitely concrete being piled up where it was supposed to be. And it's far enough away from the Moana experience that it's not the Moana experience. So it's making me think that maybe they're building it and they're just waiting for the expo to make the announcement that, hey, it's still on the table and we are building it. But yeah, there's no official word yet. I think we're going to hear about it this weekend, because there is definitely a building that is being built there right now. And I just don't know what the building is, but I'm really hoping it is that building, because I was extremely excited about that building. I think that building, it looked cool, and I'm hoping that that's what it is. Oh, hey, let's check to see if we got any new subscribers. Any new subscribers? Are we going to any more extra innings? Cross your fingers, people. Sadly, we are not. We're currently 33 subscribers away from 2,000, though, and that's not bad at all. Okay, so we are going to end our questions right there. You guys earned a few extra innings, though. That's exciting. Let's see here. Disney released a new video game called Disney Dreamflight Valley. It's like a Disney-themed Animal Crossing game. It's got street food. Ooh, that could be fun. I don't have any of those. Okay, so we are going to be wrapping up this show right here. As always, tonight's episode was sponsored by It's All About the Mouse Travel. Hey. Make sure you stop by itsallaboutthemousetravel.com for all of your Disney travel needs. All of their services are absolutely positively 100% free. So make sure you book with them for your next Disney vacation. If you have not already done so, make sure you give this video a like. Also subscribe to the video, or subscribe to my channel as well, so you guys do not miss any of our videos. Tomorrow we are going to be uploading the video about What on earth was I so excited about? And I, not even a joke. You can ask any of the Patreon people. Eric was watching that video live. Eric, how much was I freaking out about that fun find today? Because I could not. It literally took me like 7 times to film the video because I kept on freaking out over the video about what it was. And I feel like a lot of people aren't going to be as excited as I was, but I think it's a really cool detail that most people never know about. It's almost as cool as I'm giving you guys like an extra inning. So if you guys get me a subscriber right now, we're going to go into more extra innings. In this book, A Closer Look at the Magic Kingdom's Liberty Square is one of my favorite details in all of Walt Disney World. I've been trying to get a video of this for years and years and years and years and years, like legit years and years and years. But unfortunately, because it's so dark in the Haunted Mansion, it's almost impossible for me to get. But it's almost as obscure as this detail. And let's get to the detail here. Okay. As the stories go, the effect was so convincing to guests who were visiting the park in the 1960s that when they saw Leota Toombs walking around the park, they would approach her about, this is the Madame Leota part. This confusion would ultimately disappear for good in 2007 when the Haunted Mansion received an update, which also consisted of a floating Leota crystal ball. While the stories centered in Leota are impressive, the true star of the room is the book. What? The book, which sits in front of Madame Leota. If you look closely, which due to dim lighting is extremely difficult to do, you may notice that the book features a page with the Grim Reaper and a page with several words written upon it. The bottom portion of the written page consists of the spells that Madame Leota chants while guests pass through. Things like serpents and spiders, tail of a rat, call in the spirits, wherever they're at. But the top portion, however, is a lot more obscure. In 1967, Disney released a film called Blackbeard's Ghost. The film focused around a college track coach that accidentally summons the ghost of Blackbeard. Great film if you've never seen it. During the first part of the film, the coach, played by Dean Jones, finds a note which reads a spell to bring to your eyes and ears one who is bound in limbo. Afterwards, he reads the spell Cree, Crow, Virgo, Gaba, Culto, Cree. Just making sure he's not here. Which is written on the bottom, or on the top portion of this page. This, of course, summons Blackbeard and mayhem ensues. Speaking of summoning, now that we've joined Madame Leota, blah, 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 blah. It's as obscure as that movie and that reference that can be found in there. Yeah, I did it. I sent Eric a text message all in caps. I was freaking out here. Where I think I said, I'm freaking out right now. I had to write down that I was going to go live because I thought Eric was going to be like, did someone die? Because it was all in caps. I wrote to him and I said, Eric, going live now. I'm freaking out. You're going to love this Everything Disney page right now, which is our Patreon page. It is so cool. It is so cool. It is I absolutely love it. And like I said, it's one of my favorite Disney films of all time. So yeah, I'm extremely excited for people to see it tomorrow and be like, what movie are you talking about? And I'll be like, you have no idea. It's such a good movie. I'm going to watch that movie tonight, I think, because it is such a good movie. And I've not seen it in like 2 months. It's one of my favorites. It's really one of my favorites. Is Madame Leota the same voice at the end when she says, hurry back, hurry back? No, the voice for Madame Leota, and you guys are now getting extra innings here. The voice is the same. The voice in the first room, in the seance room, is Eleanor. I was going to say Eleanor Rigby, but it's not Eleanor Rigby. Look at all the lonely people. Eleanor, what's her last name? I can't think of it right now. But she is the voice of Maleficent and a few other characters, Disney characters. She's the voice of Madame Leota. And then little Leota saying, hurry back, is actually voiced by Leota Toombs, who is the face model for Leota. Okay, anyways, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for joining us once again tonight. I hope you guys all enjoyed our show tonight. As always, if you've not ordered a copy of A Closer Look, where you have things like the Blackbeard's Ghost, along with several other fun details. Now someone's going to screenshot that and read the whole book. A closer look or a closer look, make sure you go visit the shop now section to order your books, and then you can read them tomorrow, or maybe not tomorrow, but I'll ship them out tomorrow. And of course, as always, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Have a great week, everybody. Bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Bye-bye. Are are they are are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, good. My cheeks are just killing me. I can't stand this kind of pain.